Hi, we have the mobility mount from Starlink for the Gen 3 hardware to permanently mount it to your RV or boat. We're going to do an unboxing video here, show you what's included. I'm going to also pull the Gen 3 dish up here on the table a little bit and show you what it looks like attached to the hardware. Come and join us to find out more. Hi, I'm Dan from the Mobile Internet Resource Center. So I have the Gen 3 mobility mount that allows you to attach the Gen 3 hardware to your RV or boat. And if you weren't aware, recently Starlink got official FCC approval for the Gen 3 hardware to be used in motion, along with the upcoming mini dish that hasn't been released yet at this time, but it's coming soon. So for official in-motion use hardware, Starlink now has the flat HP dish, they have the Gen 3 standard dish, and the upcoming mini dish. I have the Gen 3 hardware here. I'm going to show in a little bit how this actually attaches to the mobility mount. This mount is available in the Starlink store for $35. And the great thing is it actually it allows the mount to be removable from the dish. So once you actually mount this mount on your boat or RV, you can still actually remove the dish from the mount, and then you could put the kickstand mount back on, or you could put a pull mount on. So while it's permanently mounted to your RV, it's very easy to remove it. So let's take a look at what comes in the box. So the first thing you get, like most of the hardware, is you get a card that shows you how to mount this. One side shows a boat mounting, and the other side shows mounting on an RV. There's only a couple things included. The actual mount is metal. It has a couple set screws on it. This allows it to click into the dish, and then it gives a little extra tension to make sure it's not going to release from the dish from vibration. So that's nice to see. It has some mounting holes up here. This would be what you would screw into either your RV roof or maybe some sort of platform or something you have on a boat. There's a lot of different things you could attach to this. There's some hardware included. Yeah, different bolts. And then they give you this screwdriver. It looks like it's kind of a hex mount. This is actually it's going to be an Allen. Looks like what you actually screw in these screws. So when your dish is sitting on here and it's covering this area, they give you this to slide under the dish, release the tension, and then if you haven't ever pulled the kickstand off, you actually pull up on this and you pull backwards at the same time. There's a couple little clips here that clip into the bottom of the dish, and that's how this would be removed. Up at the front side, it actually has an indentation for the power for the Ethernet cable, so it's going to actually hold it in, help with that waterproof seal. So we're going to take a look at that. Laying this on a flat surface, we can see that it is going to hold the dish at a slight angle. That's going to help with water runoff, and just so the water doesn't pool on the dish. And so when you're mounting this on your RV or your boat, the directions do say that you want the side that's tilted slightly forward. You, of course, want that into the wind. Definitely more important on an RV. That's going to go a lot faster down the road. So let me pull the dish up here, and we'll show you what this looks like. So we have the Gen 3 hardware here. This is the standard hardware that anyone in the US gets now when they order Starlink. If you haven't seen it before, there's no motors. It's just got a kickstand. It is a manually aimed dish, but that isn't too much of an issue. It isn't much of an issue now when you're setting it up. I've just flipped it over. This is the kickstand that comes standard with this dish. Remove the kickstand, you pull up slightly, and you slide the kickstand out. I had it released there just to make it a little easier. There's a couple indentations here, and the kickstand slides into that and locks it in place. Starlink does sell a pole mount that attaches to here. And of course, now this is the new mobility mount. And there's also third party have already made some other accessories. Flagpole Buddy has made something, and some other third party have made some pole mount adapters. But this is from Starlink directly, and this is called the mobility mount, and its main purpose is to mount your dish permanently and securely to a boat or RV. So it is officially from Starlink, and I am glad to see it's made out of metal. This looks really nice and secure. You would just slide it in here, and it's going to pop in if you heard that click, and then the screws are going to add some tension to those mounts there, so it's not going to remove. So this is pretty low profile. If I had this on a surface, I will show you this way. You can see the dish has a slight angle to it. This is going to be, I think it's at 8 degrees. So it's just a slight angle for rain runoff. Now, you may ask, well, if the dish is mounted on my RV, I obviously can't aim it. And that's okay. With enough satellites in the sky and the fact that this dish has a 110-degree field of view, it really doesn't need to be aimed and tilted to get the best reception. It can work just fine like this. And so even though this side is going to be not as low to the horizon, you should not have any trouble. And so mounting this on your RV, you can use this dish officially in motion now. You do need mobile priority data for in motion over 10 miles per hour. It hasn't been enforced lately, but we're sure that's probably coming at some point. As I mentioned earlier in the video, this new mobility mount does come with this long Allen head screwdriver, and the purpose of this is once you have permanently mounted this mobility mount to the roof of your RV or your boat, and you want to remove the dish, you will need to remove the set screws. And they are tucked under here. It's not too bad to get to them. Just can't see it actually. But right about there, you're on the screw, so you have a little bit of, you can release the tension, and then you would just be able to reach back and pull down on the tab, and the dish would actually slide forward a little bit and release from the mount. That way you could leave this mount on your RV, pull the dish off. You could set up on the kickstand on the table. If you end up under some trees, then you can get the dish out from under the trees and put it on a table or the kickstand or even a pole mount somewhere. So that gives you some great flexibility with this mount. So let us know what you think about this new mobility mount from Starlink. It's priced very fairly at $35. It's available in the Starlink store, and it allows you to take your Gen 3 standard hardware and now mount it on your RV or boat. And for those that are looking for in-motion usage, it's awesome that Starlink now has FCC approval to use this Gen 3 hardware in motion. You no longer have to actually have the $2,500 flat HP dish, unless you just want the higher specs. It does have higher water intrusion specs, and it does have a wider field of view, but it does use a lot more power, and it is a lot more expensive at $2,500 versus just $600 for this dish. And sometimes you can even find this dish, some areas in the country, Starlink sometimes runs specials and offers refurbished or cheaper priced hardware. You just have to look online to see if that applies to your area. So let us know what you think. Is this equipment, is this some hardware you're going to look at adding to your arsenal to make your dish be able to mount it on your RV or your boat? Thanks for watching.
These videos are brought to you by our premium members, our mobile internet aficionados. They make it possible for us to track this news and create these videos. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to our channel, or better yet, consider becoming a member yourself.